for a family reunion.
She took me and him.
Here you are, ladies. Now you're on movie camera.
Are you making a garden?
This is a movie camera, Aunt Rosa. You're getting your picture made right now.
She's making a movie camera.
So, how long has it been since you've lived? Were you born in this country, Aunt Rosa?
Yes, I was born in Bryan County, you know, Durant, Oklahoma.
Oh, you were born down there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So your parents came up to this part of the country then?
1907.
So you were about 7 years old then, huh?
Yeah. I was 7 years old. We came in 2 covered wagons.
You did?
And you know, a niece of mine told them up there at when they had that centennial here a while back there in Stillwater.
Yeah.
She helped them with it, and she called Grover and told Grover to bring me. And I was really honored. I was glad that I got to go. They gave me a great big sheet with gold wagons and covered wagon.
It's fun to ride in a covered wagon, isn't it, Rose?
Yeah. We traveled in 2 covered wagons.
Well, so your name was your maiden name was Tipton, Pearl Tipton, and you married Charlie Rains.
Yeah.
And Charlie was the son of Jesse and Nettie Rains.
Yeah.
And then y'all lived out in California most all the time, and you moved back here in 1975.
He passed way out there, didn't he?
No, he got so ill that he couldn't make the trip back. That's why we stayed so long.
Yeah, he died out there, and then they brought him back.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
He passed away out there in California.
But he had got so weak that because he could just, we lived in a small house, and he could just get from the bed to the chair and to the table and back.
I told Danny when we drove around through there that saw his stone. I said, there's what was Charlie?
Charlie Rains, right.
Charlie Rains.
Yeah.
You see, he stayed down with Uncle John. That's the reason why many of them around here know him.
He used to come down to my house when I lived there in Stillwater.
Yeah.
So you were down there, you and Cecil married what year? What year did y'all get married?
Was we married?
Must have been about 1920?
No, 1916 or 17. I forgot.
Join the club.
Well, he was born in 1901. How old was he when y'all got married?
I was, let's see, we were married December, and I was, I don't know.
I think I heard people say he was 17 and he was 18.
And I think I was 18 or 19. I was a little bit older than 6.
You were a year older than him, right?
Said, I'd tell him mischievous things that he'd do after we got married.
Yeah.
And I'd tell Grandpa about it. He'd say, well, you took him to raise him, and you've done a hell of a poor job of raising him. Don't that sound like him?
That sounds like him, all right.
Yeah.
That's George Rains that said that?
Cecil.
Yeah. I mean, George Rains told you that?
Yeah. He never let a horse outrun us when we be out. My mother always said she had to get up and answer the phone if it rang when I was out with Cecil Rains, because I was a tomboy too. I broke every horse and mule that Dad brought on the place. There wasn't nothing on that farm that I didn't do with a horse and team. Even pitch buttles on a wagon in the field. They cut it with combines then, bundled it up.
Yeah, with a binder, and then they used a threshing machine.
They cut this way, remember?
And
then they used a threshing machine.
Plowed with a walking plow.
You've done that too, huh?
I was telling Joe Barter, that's my niece's husband, has that big dairy down there.
Yeah.
Oh, they've got everything, kind of like Chet, pick up bales of hay, and they don't do no handwork at all, and just operate that machine.
Yeah.
And I told him one time, I said, Lord of mercy, I helped pitch hay to the baler, help rake hay up. I was the second oldest in our family. And
how many kids was in your family?
My mother had 12 children.
Good,
6
great.
boys and 6 girls.
And you were the second oldest?
Third.
Third oldest. So how old are you now? 89?
89. 89.
When is your birthday? When did you turn 80?
7th of January.
7th of January.
So write that down in your book. 7th of January, I'll be 90 years.
90 years old next 7th of
Grover
January.
had a surprise party on he really surprised me too.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
When, this year?
Yeah, in January.
Yeah.
There was 22 there at the party.
Is that right?
Yeah, the relatives. When I walked in, he said, "I'm taking you out to dinner." I said, "I don't know where we're." I said, "Where we're going?" He said, "Out here at this here. What is that? This little old restaurant on the highway, just."
Ancestor?
No, it's.
Oh, it's up in Stillwater.
Can't think what they call it, but anyway, that he says, "I'll either take you out there or take you to Stillwater, to Wyatt's." Berdine was there, so when he come over to get us, I said, "Well, where we going?" Oh, he said, "Where do you want to go?" I said, "I don't want to go out there at that old hamburger place," and that's where he had, you know, the setup.
Yeah.
And they'd fix little plate lunches, a salad or something.
Yeah.
And so that's where we went, and out there. What do they call that?
No,
I don't know.
The name of it in the papers.
What kind of a guy was George Rains when you first met him? What did he think about y'all getting married then?
Huh?
What George Rains think about y'all getting married?
He said, "Well, you took him to raise him."
Did he try to keep y'all from getting married when you were so young?
He told Sarah. We didn't ask. We went. My daddy took us down to Benco.
Yeah.
And we got on a train, went to Guthrie, and went to the courthouse over there, and was.
Oh, that's where you got married?
Yeah. And my sister, 4 years younger than me, went with us. And Sarah was so mad at Cecil because he didn't ask her to go with us.
Oh, really?
And my daddy took us to the depot, and when we got out there, he said, "What you kids got in mind to do?" Cecil says, "We're going to get married." He says, "You haven't asked me if you could have her." He said, "I didn't think I had to." Oh.
No, that Cecil was something else.
So when did he leave and go to the oil field then? When did he start working in the oil field?
When Cornelius was a baby.
So that's about 1920?
24, I think it was.
24?
He had to buy a car.
Oh, Berdine was the oldest, wasn't she? When was she born? 22?
Yeah, she's older. She likes from the 11th of November, 26th of December, being 2 years older than Cornelius. But Cornelius is 3 years and 4 months older than Grover.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Berdine, Cornelius, and then Grover and Barbara.
Yeah.
It's my children.
Right, right. Then you moved back here after Cecil got killed in 37?
I moved from Texas back here in 41, I think it was, after Cecil passed away. I stayed another year out there.
Oh, did you?
Berdine had one more year in senior year, and she wanted. We moved around so much. She wanted to stay and finish her senior year. And
what was he? Did he have some drilling rigs or something?
Had two.
Had two drilling rigs.
2 big old drilling rigs, and he just finished a well over at Hobbs, New Mexico.
Yeah.
And he'd been over there to make the payroll.
Oh.
On his way back when he had that accident.
The other guy was driving or something, wasn't he? And ran off the road or racing somebody?
You'll never know. He just bought a new Packard car in March and wrecked that in June.
Oh, I see.
He had a brain concussion.
So what'd you do? Did you sell the rigs then?
Yeah.
You sold the rigs?
We sold everything. Lee Brown come out there and kind of helped. That was their uncle.
Right, right.
He come out there and helped me with my problems.
Oh, I see.
So I just sold everything, and we had an oil well over there with Big Springs, but he said it cost everything what I was getting out of it to get somebody to look after it.
Right.
So we just sold it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So we go over to...
What do you remember about him? Was he mean? Was he a mean guy or what?
No, he wasn't. He was the good to me when I moved back here.
Was he?
Yeah. We canned a lot of. I moved back in the fall. You know, from Midland back here. And out there in West Texas, it raised a lot of black-eyed peas.
Right.
So I canned a lot of them. And he had sister, little Earl then.
Oh, right, right.
See, Grandma, 1 year, 1 month, and then 1 day after
was
Cecil
when she
passed
died.
away, that she passed.
Right, yeah, I remember that.
And he'd come down to the house and cook and take care of the boys after she passed away.
Right.
So I would give him a quart of them black-eyed peas. When he come back, he said, "That just tastes so good, I thought to come back and get another quart of them."
How old were you when y'all moved back then, Carnett? You're 15? So it's about 1938.
Huh?
No, you must have been about 14, I guess.
Well,
1938. You come back the next year.
22.
Yeah. Come out here for the camera, Edith. Let me take your
I
picture.
want out, but I don't want in that.
You don't want on our picture? Oh, come on, Edith. Be a good sport.
Come on, Edith, you won't make it any worse
Come
than
on,
what
be a
we're
good
doing.
sport.
He wants you to talk
You have to talk on camera, Tim.
Oh, yeah? And I was telling him I said about Kenneth Baker, you know.
Your old boyfriend.
But he wanted to get married. I was 15, and how old was he?
He was 5 years older than you.
I was just 15.
So you told him you didn't want to get married? But a lot of people got married when they were that young back then, Mom.
He's not going to use this against you.
Record of Bob Wells. Tina didn't get to use her stereo all the rest of Christmas Day because Gus and Porter
Was listening to
Bob Wells, Texas Playboys,
And Tommy Duncan.
Yeah,
Tommy Duncan
that's right. He thought they had discovered something great.
Did Tommy Duncan say, wouldn't that put that Jones?
Yeah.
Record of Bob.
I'm sure Porter still has that. But they thought they had discovered something really great.
Oh.
And he and Gus just sat around and listened to Bob Wells all afternoon.
Well,
And Gus would sing along with him. Porter said, "How do you know all those songs?"
Oh, how do we know them?
Yeah.
Take me back to Tulsa.
Yeah, takes me back to
I'm too young.
Rag Bob. You remember that song?
What's that?
Rag Bob.
I don't know that one.
Johnny Lee made that probably.
Yeah.
Johnny Lee Will?
Yeah.
That's Bob's brother.
Yeah.
about every year.
It's crazy. That's all they say is Rag Bob. Bob, Bob, Bob.
I never heard that one, I don't guess.
Did you hear that? They drive 100 miles. They
We had that old Chevrolet that I took out to West Texas. We know it was in the spring before we got married the next winter. Got in just as the sun was coming up the next morning. Well, I stopped at Marshall, you know, and got that old boy out and got
You remember when we were in Chicago one night, and I was working in town, and I never did tell my boss what time I got in. What time you asked?
Cooked breakfast and you walked, you was up all night long.
All night.
all right.
Agree.
Bob Wells.
Yeah. Big old barn dance way up there in the old tow pasture. North of Shoddy.
He was
North of
the
Shoddy.
father of Western swing music.
Yeah,
That's right.
Father of Western Tree.
I guess the furthest I went was down to Shawnee and Old Tulsa.
He used to play right here in the community building. I've come 2 or 3 dances right here. Yeah, he played right
He
here in
did.
the community building.
Bob Wells played
Bob
right here.
Wells.
Well, he played at the Long Beach out in California. When I was in the Navy, we'd go down there, and Donald and I, he'd be here tomorrow. We went down there one night, Donald and I.
Didn't Pat make Gus and
I think, yeah. But anyway, we went down there and we couldn't find a parking place. And we drove down this alley real close to, I forgot the name of the place. And so we drove along there, and here all these cars have a police ticket on them. So Donald gets out, and he just tears off, gets a piece of paper out of the car, that's just about the same size, sticks to the windshield. We just parked and the Lord didn't have that trouble.
They didn't look see if it was a ticket.
Now, you never did do anything on it like that, did you?
How long did it take to get up here?
8 days. We was on the road 8 days.
From Durant?
And,
Yeah. You were 7 years old. You were 7 years old?
Well, I wasn't 7 till I was just 6 at that time. We landed here in 1970.
Yeah. Well, you would have been 7 in January of
It's in
1970.
November when we got to this part.
November 1906?
Yeah. We lived across the river one year, and in 1907 we moved over here north of Rydell.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where we went to Cecil. We went to school together.
At IXL? Well, didn't he quit school when he was, Cecil quit school when he was fairly young, didn't he?
Yeah, well, I had the flu in 1918.
Yeah.
Didn't get to go to school. Took it the 3rd day of October, and I lay all the winter. Them days, doctors couldn't diagnose things so good. I
Right.
had pneumonia first, then I got a cough, till a dry cough, I couldn't raise anything. The doctors just couldn't understand. He thought it was my heart, having been drinking the liquid through a straw, and I had a big old abscess on the outside of my lung.
Good grief. There was a lot of people died with that flu.
I know. Wouldn't it have been a miracle if I'd have died then?
Yeah. Yeah. What year did Cecil didn't go to school very long, did he?
No.
What year did he quit school? How far did Cecil go into school? I remember Chester telling the story that Cecil had gotten in a fight with some of the teachers or something. And what was the story about Cecil quitting
I
school?
don't remember anything about that.
And they said he just went home and went to work in the field with George because he was.
Well, that's been a long time ago. I don't remember. But
I thought he only went to like the 4th or 5th grade.
I didn't get to finish the 8th grade. I would have finished that year. We had to stay out and work in the field. We hardly ever got to go to school.
So you went to the 8th grade with what you went?
Yeah, as far as we could go out there in the country.
Yeah.
I had one sister that the folks let her come to work. She worked for a family and went to school.
Went to high school? So yeah, you came to Perkins to go to high school, huh?
Yeah, they had high school here in Perkins. Now, Irma Marcy got to go because this consolidated the old IXL school.
Right.
That way they could ride the bus in.
Yeah.
So they got to go to high school.
Right.
But we didn't have no way going. We didn't have a car then.
Yeah. Right.
Wagon and team.
Right.
One was bad.
Could you hook up a wagon and team, Aunt Rosa?
One was bad. My dad would hook up a wagon team.
Yeah.
Come down to the schoolhouse and get us children.
So tomorrow is your birthday. You'll be 90 years old tomorrow. January the 7th.
January 7th, when we come to statehood.
1900.
Yeah, I was born,
January 7, 1900.
born in 1900. Bryan County, Oklahoma.
Bryan County, Oklahoma.
Bryan County, Oklahoma.
It's down by Durant. Yeah. Yeah.
And we came through in 2 covered wagons. They let a cow behind the wagon.
Really?
Mama had twins, all 3 in diapers. We camped along, come to good clear stream of water. Well, it's a wonder people hadn't died the way they lived that days.
Right.
Wasn't enough of sanitation.
Well, a lot of people did, I guess.
Well, maybe so. I don't know. I don't remember. But,
People were tougher in those days, though.
well, we
They
ate.
had to be tougher.
Dad butchered some hogs, and we had our meat, and Mama would save the milk, and she'd make bread, biscuit bread, and Dad make a big fire, you know, under that Dutch oven, and she'd make biscuits and bread in there for us to eat.
In this Dutch oven right here, huh?
Right there.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah.
Take that picture. I think biscuits out on the campfire.
Have you?
Well, I didn't mix them up. One of my daddy's sisters, we used to go down to where is it down south in Shawnee? Sulphur. We used to, my aunt lived in Shawnee, and we'd go to Mom and Dad and my uncle and
What's that? What are you talking about?
Tell him about us.
She said she's made biscuits in that Dutch oven right
Ida baking up biscuits in that Dutch oven right there.
there. Dutch oven right there.
Is this kind of Dutch oven you made biscuits in when you came to Oklahoma?
Yeah.
She said that's the one.
That's it. What do you mean?
What'd you do with all the diapers? You littered the countryside, didn't you? You threw all those diapers out, and you were the first litter.
Neighbors give Mom a bunch of rags, and she just throw them away. She wouldn't wash them.
And you littered the countryside.
Yeah.
You guys were some of the first people to litter the country.
We sure. Well, there's this cow track. Nobody could go down there with just one wagon at a time.
Save you up to 65% over 2-day services.
We've got Crisco in a little pound can, you know how big around they are.
Right.
And my aunt said, well, I'm going to try to use up all this stuff. Get it out of here because there's no use in hauling it back home. So they built up a big fire in the Dutch oven, and she made up a batch of biscuits, and she drained all the grease out of the Crisco can, and she took that and cut out these biscuits when she rolled them out. She was sitting there like my daddy's sister. She just wasn't laughing, you know. Digging. I said, Ida, what's so funny? She said, I just want to see your pappy's face when we take these big biscuits out of that Dutch oven.
Yeah.
Sure enough, when we brought them over to the table, that picnic table, and brought them out of the Dutch oven over the table, he looked at me and said, sure are big biscuits. She got the biggest kick out of it.
I was asking your mother about, Chester always told a story about Cecil quit school when he was in the 4th grade or something. But I was asking your mother, and she said she didn't remember that.
Do you remember hearing anyone talk about him quitting school?
Said he got in, said they were having all kinds of...
Where did you get
At
that?
IXL. That's the story Chester tells.
Huh?
Chester.
Chester?
Yeah. He said that Cecil got in, they were having all kinds of problems over there or something, and the big boys came in there and was fighting everybody and fighting the teacher, and so he said Cecil just came home and went to the field and went to work with George when he was in the 4th grade.
But he went back to school, didn't he?
Chester said that's all the education he had was 4th grade.
Is that right?
I don't remember anything about it.
When did he start courting you?
Huh?
When did he start courting you?
When were y'all romancing? When did y'all start romancing?
When did he pick you up in the buggy and take you to church? How old was you?
Oh, I was 16 or 17.
16 or 17 years old.
Do you know what year that was?
Well, that would have been 16 or 17, right? You were born in 1900.
Chet said that he quit school.
Well, he said the 4th grade, so that'd have been about 1911 or something like that. He would have been about 10 years old. Your mother said she went to school to the 8th grade. She said she had to quit in the 8th grade because she got
Well, I didn't get to go. I didn't go through the 8th grade. I was sick. Took sick the 3rd of October, and that's all the schooling I got from 1st September to the 3rd of October.
So
Took that old flu.
So what age when you first knew Cecil? Did you know him when you first started the school? Did you know Cecil when you were in the 1st grade?
Oh, no. I don't know what year they moved from Pawnee down there on that farm.
They moved down there in 1908, didn't
Well, I guess we went to school together then. because I was just 8 years old.
I think they moved there in 1908. I believe is when they moved there.
But shoot, we was just little old snops then.
What's your first memory? When do you remember Cecil first?
Oh, not until I was about 15 years old.
You don't remember that much about being in school with him then? You don't remember
I
being
was in school with him all that time. Because we moved on that main place in 1908. There north of Ixell Schoolhouse.
Yeah. Where did y'all live from the Rains place?
North of the Ixell Schoolhouse. They tore that old house down. And first we lived in Burndale.
2 miles north? No, half a mile. So those are adjoining farm to George Road.
Across the road.
Okay.
There's 160 just across the road east.
Oh, okay.
George Rains place.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Cross the road, what?
East.
It was 160 acres across the road east from Grandpa Range's place.
A fella that run a grocery store down in Vinco.
Yeah.
Dad traded with him. So this was his farm that we moved on.
Yeah.
My daddy lived there for 19 years.
Sharecropper.
Every time he'd say anything about moving, they didn't want him. He paid green rent.
I see. Yeah. Did he raise cotton?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember a story about George Rains. George Rains raised cotton there too.
Yeah. Yeah. The old colored woman had worked over there for Grandpa Rains, would work out to the fence, and she'd holler at my baby sister just across from our house and tell her she'd bring us some cool water so I'd give you some pennies. My baby sister, she'd just break her neck to get out there and pump her cool water. They go over the fence, you know. So she
Yeah.
had to come to the house to get
Yeah. She was telling me when at their last May, she said she and your dad ran off and got married. They went over to Guthrie, I believe, right? Where'd y'all go get married, Coyle or Guthrie?
No, we went to Guthrie.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't run off.
Oh, you didn't run off?
No.
Oh, I thought you ran off.
Dad took us to the depot down at Vinco.
Oh, I see.
And Cecil left that morning, and Sarah was living there. And she said she cried because she went with me and him along places, you know. We
Right.
take her with us.
So she was disappointed because she didn't go to the wedding, huh?
Nobody was there. We just went to the courthouse.
You didn't have a big church wedding, huh?
Was it just the justice of the peace?
Grandpa told Sarah, he asked Sarah, said, what's Cecil doing leaving so early? She told him that we was going to Guthrie to get married. My daddy took us to the depot down. We rode the train to Guthrie, and back that evening, Dad met us, and Sarah said, her dad said, I'm good notion to get in the car and be right at that courthouse door when they get there.
She didn't know, huh?
No, he didn't.
So you were 19 and Cecil was 18? You're a year older than Cecil, right? Must have been about 19, huh?
It was after you had the flu, 1918. So you had to be about 19.
Yeah, I was 19, Bertine was born in 20.
Yeah.
She was 69 years old, 60 December.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's 70 years old next December.
Yeah.
Marcy Irma's mother was born the 22nd of December. My baby sister was born the 23rd. My mother's was the 24th.
Oh, really?
Bertine was the 26th.
26th of December?
26th of December.
Day after Christmas.
Huh?
Day after Christmas.
Yeah, next day after Christmas.
Huh. Well, Blanche's daughter is on, Hazel is on Christmas Day.
Yeah, her youngest daughter.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
I was going to tell Nova that.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard from Anna Jean
Grandma went down there.
when we lived out there north of Stillwater. When I lived out there, before we went to California.
Uh-huh.
Anna Jean and I did write notes in her letters, you know, when at Christmas time.
Right.
And so Virginia's dressed all mine with envelope, and we fixed the card, put it in, sealed it up, and I didn't put a note in it. So Grover called Chet and got Anna Jean's address, so I called her on the phone and called her. And I said, Anna Jean, everybody, she hadn't been back here since 50.
No, 1950, yeah. About 1950, I think, is the last time she was here.
Well, he left here in 57 when you went to California.
Right.
And that was after I moved out there. So I was 57, 58 or something like that. And her and the children came up here. Chet Noel was living in that old, not in that old house on the farm where they live now, but
Down at Arberg's house.
they was living in a house on South.
Arberg's house.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Kate called me and told me, says, Anna Jean, the children's here, and says, we're invited out to Chet Nova's for supper. And I said, well, who's going to stop to get me? And she said, you wasn't invited. And I said, I know, maybe I wasn't invited, but I'm going. And then she said they had gone down to John's. Anna Jane and the children spend the day.
Yeah.
They'd be back to go out to Chet Nova's.
Yeah.
And I got a visit baked great big apple pie. And your daddy hadn't been feeling very good. And they barbecued meat for our picnic out there that night.
Yeah.
Nicest time. And when Nova went to dipping up that apple pie, she just gave your daddy a little dish of it. He says, oh, Mama, that just tastes so good. Can I have some more? She said, oh, yes, I guess I'll give you another little dish of it.
We saw Anna Jane last, well, this is 2 years ago in June when Fred Lee died. We went to his funeral.
I don't remember what year. We was living in West Texas.
No, when young Fred died 2 years ago. You know, Freddie Lee just died 2 years ago.
Oh, Anna Jane's boy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
2 years ago he
Chet
died.
Nova went down there.
Yeah, I went down there to the funeral too.
You went with him?
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Oh,
1987.
we just had the nicest visit on the telephone. And I told her, I said...
When did you visit with her on the phone?
I called her right there, right just before Christmas, called her.
Oh, you did?
Anna Jane and talked to her.
Yeah. She doing okay?
Huh? Doing fine. And
She retired now?
Oh, yeah, she's retired. And Anna Court, her family lives with her. Anna Court teaches school.
Right. Right.
And they live in the house with her. And
Yeah.
I told her, I said...
Now you're on candid camera. Introduce yourself.
Dax Rains.
I'm Amy Rains.
Amy Rains. So how y'all doing today?
Fine.
Isn't it a beautiful day in Perkins, Oklahoma?
Yes, very much.
So where do you go to school, Amy?
Elmore City High.
Elmore City.
Elmore.
Where do you go to school, Dax?
Perkins here.
Perkins, Oklahoma. Yep. Yeah. Great. Nice birthday party for Aunt Rosa, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's the best.